Think your lashes have hit their limit? Discover limitless length and full volume with Maybelline Sky High Mascara. The Flex Tower brush bends to volumize and extend every single lash from root to tip. And the lightweight bamboo-infused formula makes lashes feel weightless. Now in 8 bold shades so you can take your lashes to new heights every day. Visit Maybelline.com to shop Sky High Mascara now.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite, obey your thirst.
It's placed, Your Honor, in an area of her side bush so that only myself and my family can see. No one can see that. It's a monkey, all right? I find it offensive. As an African American.
This is the plaintiff, Alan Suber. He says the defendant is neighbor of 9 years, who he's had nothing but problems with, trespassed onto his property after he trimmed some bushes and called him a very, very offensive word. She even admitted to calling him those names to the cops, and he got an order of protection against her. Bottom line, the woman's a racist hillbilly, and that's why he's suing for $3,000 for harassment. This is the defendant, Victoria Benedetto. She says she drove home one day to find the plaintiff hacking up her tree. The plaintiff's the harasser. He's been pushing her button for years, even caused her pet pig to die because of the toxic chemicals he puts on his shrubs. Oh, him hardy, har, har. She's accused of damaging a neighbor's bush.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigant Temlin, sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
Welcome,
okay, Mr. Suber, you were suing your neighbor, Ms. Benedetto, for $3,000, a statutory maximum in your state of New Jersey, for harassment. Tell me what's going on.
Yes, Your Honor. The harassment has been going on for a number of years, 5-6 years. It culminates on August 30th of 2013, where I was finishing up cutting my grass, trimming along the property line.
You live actually next door to her?
Directly.
Is there a fence in between you two?
Yes, up until my driveway.
Okay.
At the driveway, there's no fence. I had to place a temporary fence because of the ridiculous encroachment coming from her property. I have photographs to show you that are absolutely unbelievable.
Is that everything?
Yes, sir.
Is this a picture of your house?
That's my home.
Okay. When you say the ridiculous encroachment, you're referring to what?
The next picture.
Okay.
That's her home.
Okay.
And the next picture.
Okay. So what kind of plant is this?
Butterfly bush.
Butterfly bush. This is the ridiculous encroachment you're talking about?
That's just some of it, yes.
The pictures you're showing me, you know, there's a lot of debris in the yard, a lot of pots. I don't know whether your city permits it or not. If they do, they do. Is this a picture of the back? This is a picture of the front yard.
It's the front. The defendant cuts her lawn and leaves it on my driveway many times. I've had to call the police for that. Blatant disrespect.
Does she cut her own lawn or does she?
She cuts her own lawn with no catch bag.
What's this?
That's from her
cuttings that she puts over on your side?
Yes.
What's her problem with you?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, I mean, I read your complaint. What is this?
I would ask you to ask the defendant.
Is this?
It's a mosaic chair that my girlfriend gave me and my daughter's monkey that she won at Kingsburg.
It's placed, Your Honor, in an area of her side bush so that only myself and my family can see. No one can see that. It's a monkey, all right? I find it offensive.
Okay.
as an African American.
Right, but you don't find it offensive just because it's a monkey. You find it offensive because an argument you had with her where she made some racist comments.
Absolutely.
Tell me about that.
Yes. On the day in question, August 30th, when I was trimming the tree line, she comes out of the bushes out of nowhere yelling, "You sneaky N-word, you sneaky N-word." N-word,
But she
N-word,
used the N-word.
repetitively, yes.
She actually used the N-word.
Yes, she did.
And what did she say?
Immediately, I dropped the tool that I was using, and I was fumbling for my phone to record her.
What was she saying to you besides calling you the N-word?
That I was cutting her bushes without her permission. And immediately, I called the police, Your Honor, to have them come and see exactly what was done. There was no infringement on her property
you were
whatsoever.
cutting the parts of her bushes that were growing into your yard, which you didn't want.
Exactly.
If all you were doing was cutting this back, what was the big deal of the argument with her? Was she accusing you of cutting more than you should, or?
She was not there. She came suddenly. She drove up with her daughter and another gentleman that jumped out of a pickup truck. In front of her daughter, she's yelling the N-word at me repeatedly. Her daughter starts crying hysterically. I'm embarrassed. The neighbors across the street are hearing this on either side. I call the police. That's all I know how to do. I've called the police on her at least a dozen times. I've had a restraining order on her. January of last year, she had someone, a guest of hers, come banging on my door at 7 p.m. in the early evening, stating that I had killed her animals. He was clearly intoxicated.
What animals did he accuse you of killing?
I have no idea.
She has
many animals.
A pig?
Yes, she had a 300-pound pig going in and out of her house. That's a fact.
Have you ever called the town?
I've called the mayor's office.
I guess you're allowed to have a 300-pound pig.
It's a code violation. I call the mayor's office. I call code enforcement. I call everyone that I can call, even my elected officials.
What is this?
Can't believe. Ask the defendant.
What is it?
It's a little bronze statue.
It's faced, Your Honor, in a place where only I and my family can see.
What's going on?
I have dozens of those. They're every place in my yard if you just look around.
Tell me what's going on.
Okay, I don't know. Mr. Suber moved in probably 10 years ago or so, I want to say. I have pictures of what my yard looked like 2008, and I have pictures of what my yard looks like now.
Because according to you, he is what?
He's soaking his cobblestone with poison so that no grass grows there. This is my tree that he hacked in the backyard.
Wait, he can soak his cobblestone with whatever he wants so that no grass grows there.
Oh, that's
What's
fine,
the problem
but everything
for you?
on my side is a foot into mine is brown. Everything is brown. His charcoal is burned to the ground.
If I may, Your Honor?
No, just a second. It's her turn. Okay, so go on.
The butterfly bush in question. This is what I got from the butterfly bush. This was 2011. Well, apparently he's doing something. I have two other butterfly bushes on the other side of the house, and they're fine.
Oh my goodness, what is that? What did you bring that up here to me for? I thought it was dead bushes. It's dead butterflies. Get that out of here, will you?
I know, but that's sad. They don't come to my house to die.
Okay, all right, go. Whose side are you on? I thought it. Are you kidding me?
They do a migration. There's none on any other of the plants. This is just under the ones on his side of the yard. And the butterfly bush is all the way up against my house.
Tell me about the day that argument happened in August.
I was with my daughter and Robert, and we came home, I guess unsuspectingly, and we pulled up, and there he is in my yard, cutters in hands. He never does.
In your yard?
Yes.
Or cutting your bushes from his yard?
He can't possibly cut it from his yard where he cuts into mine. You don't have to do that. Most of them are on strings. I can pull them back and just tie them tighter, and they won't be hanging over into his airspace.
But they are hanging into his airspace because I saw a picture.
Yes, I
So
understand.
you come to the house and you do what?
He's in my bushes with his cutter in hands. I finally caught him. He never does it when I'm home. He always does it while I'm away. And I jumped out of the car. What are you doing, Alan? What are you doing? And then the words started to fly. And
What words started to fly?
oh, I told him that he's sneaky. And he
You
replied
did?
with,
No, wait, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I told him he's sneaky, and I caught him now.
No, that's not what you said a second ago. What did you say?
Sneaky. That's what I said.
Really?
Well, he was caught. This is the first time he's been caught in 3 or 4 years.
Oh, I'm not quibbling with the word sneaky, if that's how you feel about it. I'm kind of quibbling with the N-word that you not only use in front of your daughter, but you bring your daughter to this courtroom so we can hear about it again.
I've never been disrespectful to him. And
I'm sorry, did you just testify that you called him the N-word? And you're saying I've never been disrespectful to him?
I've never, in any of the other altercations, called him anything.
Do you think this was disrespectful?
Yes, I absolutely do. And I went outside and I apologized to him the next day, and he told me that it's a legal matter now and to get a good lawyer because he's taken my house. I knew what I did was wrong. It was off color, and I apologized to him.
Off color. It's amazing to me because not only are you this racist,
no, I am not racist.
Oh no, you are racist.
No, I'm not.
Oh no, let me just explain something to you. If the word comes out of your mouth in an insulting, hurling form, as opposed to that you're singing a few bars of Jay-Z's songs, you are a racist.
No,
okay? And when you say, you sneaky N-word, you are a racist. It is a moment in time.
Right,
you may be embarrassed about using it, but you're not that embarrassed because you're sitting here testifying about it and you have the hubris to bring your child, which I'm sorry, honey.
My daughter's been privy to most of it.
She's wiping the tears from her face. You know what? Maybe you ought to be a better mother and shelter a 9-year-old from this kind of stuff. Okay? He has a right to cut the bushes that overgrow into his home, whether you like it or not. His airspace goes up and down, and he has a right to cut anything he wants that's up and down encroaching.
I understand that.
According to you, you saw him actually on your property cutting it. Were you on her property?
Never.
He is your witness?
Yes.
Come on up. I'm not calling that 9-year-old to testify.
That's fine.
What did you see when you drove up that day?
On the day in question, Your Honor, we pulled up. I said to Vicky, I said, I seen the lawnmower in front of her yard, and as we pulled up a little closer, Alan was on her yard cutting the bushes back. She got up, she goes, Alan, we talked about this before, and you're not supposed to be cutting me back. And then the you sneaky end came out, and then he says, I'm an end. I'll show you an end. At that time, I put my baby in the truck. I says, we're out of here.
Okay, just stop a second. Sweetheart, do you want to stay or do you want to go in the back? You'll stay? Okay. Sometimes adults behave badly, okay? Even though we love them, sometimes adults behave badly. Everything's going to be all right, okay? I'm not going to call you to testify. You're not going to have to say anything. Everything's going to be okay. It's the last time I'm going to talk to you. You're adorable. Okay. So you are testifying that he was on her side of the property, her side of the bushes?
Yes. Previous to this, he cut all the trees down in the backyard because he was...
I saw pictures of him cutting cutting branches off the trees, but are those on the line up?
Yes, they were on his property.
Yeah, he has a right to do that. It may make you angry, but that's the law. That's an encroachment onto their property, and they can do that. They can't make you do that. They've got to pay for it to do it, but they can do it, okay? Now, have either of you ever called the city to try to get the city involved in this dispute?
I have.
Has the city ever issued a citation?
Yes.
For what?
Code department for debris in my driveway.
Yeah.
It's all flower pots. It's all flowers. They only grow for 2 months a year. It doesn't look like that all the time.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yep.
She has furniture in her driveway that's been there for months. It's a code violation. There's multiple code violations. It's ongoing. It's an eyesore.
According to you, she has this little statue, this little chair.
And she has in her window, the child's window, the finger flipping me the bird. Every time...
Wait, she has what?
There's a picture she had in her window. I had to have code enforcement have her remove it. It was
Did
the
you have
finger...
a picture of a finger in your child's window?
No, it was not in my daughter's window.
It's there.
Whose window was it in?
It was my upstairs, my sewing room, after he killed my pig.
What happened with the pig?
It's only 3 years old. I don't know. They lived to 15. My friend had got it for my daughter for a Christmas present.
But what evidence
The
do you
pig
have?
was fine. He's done it to my cats. I had cats. Here's a cat just got home from the vet. It's still got the stitches in it, and it got a clean bill of health, but it's dead on the side of the house. His side, only his side all this stuff happens on.
You feel he killed your cat because your cat was found dead after surgery and had stitches.
Yeah, no, but she had gotten a clean bill of health because she had had babies. I had some in
Do
the
you have
house.
any evidence that the cat died of poisoning?
No, I never did the necropsy
Okay, do you have any
thing.
evidence that the pig died of poisoning?
No, but it was December 1st that the pig died, and it was cold out, and it was dark, and he came outside and leaned his chair up against the fence and sat there in the dark and the cold for 4 hours. So I think must have been of some importance to him. I don't know why.
How could anybody want to live this way? You know, your house is your castle. It's a place where you seek refuge from
Everything,
difficult
right.
world
Your
that
safe
we
spot,
live in.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
He's never been a particular fan of mine. We were friendly in the beginning, the first
Can't
couple of
imagine
years.
why.
Well, you know what? We were friendly in the beginning somewhat. Like I said, he's never been a fan of mine.
Do you have a picture of a finger in your sewing room facing him, and why?
No, I do not.
You just said it was in your sewing room.
It was up in my sewing room for a minute after he killed the pig. The code enforcement guy asked me, could I please take it down? I said, yeah, for you, I'll take it down. He never said nothing to me, take it down, it's anything. He doesn't say anything
Why did you
to
put
me.
it up?
Because my pig was dead in the yard.
And you suspected it was him. Do you have any evidence that he killed your animals?
Excuse me?
Do you have any evidence that he killed your
I've never done the necropsy thing because I'm traumatized when my animals are dead. It's a big event.
Do you have a picture of your yard where we can see the one side is doing perfectly well and the other side is a problem?
No, I do not have that.
Who lives in that house besides you? Your daughter and who
Just
else?
me and my
Just
daughter.
you
I'm
and your
raising my daughter
Who lives in
alone.
your house besides you?
My wife and son. He's also 7 years old.
Do they play?
They did early on, but it's gotten very, very nasty, Your Honor, very nasty. Simultaneously, there is a criminal case on this harassment, and we will be hearing that on Thursday.
Who's charged criminally?
She has been charged with harassment.
What did you get? Do you have the paperwork from what you got?
Yes, I do.
Let me see.
And that'll be heard in 2 days.
I have the complaint and summons.
Okay, I don't know. Let you look through it, Your Honor.
Court is in recess.
All rise.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So the question, if somebody says, uses the N-word in the heat of the moment and they say, oh, I didn't really mean it, does that make them a racist?
It depends on how it's interpreted by the person, I feel.
Okay, this is going to get wishy-washy. I'm moving on.
I think it's definitely racist. I mean, it's obviously a derogatory term now, and I mean, that shouldn't even come to mind when you're speaking to someone like that.
Does rap make this more excusable that it's used in rap? How about that?
No, absolutely not. For sure.
Racist. No, not you. I mean, it's going inside the courtroom.
Tell me about this. When did this pop up?
What happened was the defendant mows her grass without a catch bag and leaves it strewn all over my driveway. I call the police after asking her to clean it up politely.
So you felt that this had popped up in retaliation for you calling the police?
Absolutely.
About
Absolutely.
the finger in the window. That popped up after what?
A similar incident. And, Your Honor, it was there for months before I had code enforcement remove that. It was embarrassing and humiliating.
When did this pop up?
That was there for a couple of years. Same instance, debris strewn all over my driveway.
Let me tell you what bothers me. I've got her saying, well, he's deliberately throwing chemicals. Look at how nothing grows now on that side. Why is nothing growing on that side?
I don't profess to be innocent here.
That's right. And that's what is really upsetting me.
I need you to understand. I spent over $25,000 for the pavers that I installed. I intend to keep that property line free of growth. It will destroy the pavers.
Is it all dead on that side?
Along the driveway.
Yes.
It's possible. I'm only spraying on my pavers.
Okay. So here's what we have, folks. You can't get criminally charged with harassment for having one argument one day where you lose it and say horrible, vile things. It makes you racist, but it doesn't make you a criminal. The criminal charge is for a systematic course of conduct. Exactly. That's why you got criminally charged. Do you understand that you cannot embark in this systematic course of conduct to torment your neighbors? You can't do that and get away with it. There's going to be a problem. And I don't think you're innocent. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. And when he says to me the phrase, I don't profess to be innocent, I think he knows he's doing something.
You know what? The code guy told me to go and sign a complaint for him cutting. A couple of people said to go and sign a complaint. You know what? It's my neighbor. I have to live next to him. I didn't think I should do that.
That is such a load of malarkey because you're the same woman who A, calls him the N-word, and B, puts a finger in a window to him, and C, lines up things. So it's not because you love that neighbor. That's not true. Come on.
Lined up.
You didn't do it because you're not going to win that. All right, folks. I'm ruling in favor of the plaintiff in this case in the amount of $1,000. I am trying very hard to send you a message. you need to live in peace. And that involves staying to yourself. And that includes you too. She has a right to grow whatever the heck she wants on her property. You have two different styles of living. You have a very manicured, beautiful home. It bothers you that there's 100 pots in front of her house. You've called her a hillbilly I don't know how many times in your complaint. It's certainly not the N-word, but I know what you're saying when you say it. You need to live in peace and harmony on your side and get over the idea that you can landscape her house, because you can't, okay? And then maybe we can have some peace in this neighborhood. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk to the defendant coming out into the hallway here. Step in here. What's going through your mind as you leave the courtroom?
I would just like him to live next door at his house. And let me live at mine.
Do you regret that confrontation? What came out of your mouth there?
I
that
apologized to him the next day. Absolutely, I do.
Okay. I mean, because some people would say, how could you even let a word like that out or that kind of stuff, and then claim, in the next sentence claim you're not a racist, which you say you're not.
Well,
right?
I live next to him. You know what? I think if every neighbor helped their neighbor, there wouldn't be no neighbors without help.
Okay, so you're willing to reach out to try to coexist peacefully?
I've tried to, yes.
If you can?
If I can.
All right, right down around the corner, okay. All right, sir, so step on in here. What's your reaction to this?
I believe that it was a very fair ruling. Judge Millian heard all the facts, and she made a very fair ruling. I agree.
Is there a chance for peaceful coexistence here, you think?
There always has. I'm a God-loving, God-fearing man, and I have reached out to her time and time again, and I would just hope that she would be more respectful, and that's really what this is all about, respect.
Okay, over to Harvey.
Well, you know, the fact is that the fact that the defendant used the N-word doesn't turn the case at all. It does make the defendant a little more hateable, but it doesn't really affect the case. That's going to do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is Jason Momoa, and I'll be your finance professor today. Welcome to Banking Smarter 101 with Chime. Bam! First lesson, sign up for Chime and set up direct deposit. You'll be joining millions of members banking fee-free. Second lesson, get cash back on eligible purchases while building credit and a higher APY on your savings. That's how you bank smarter this season. Fa-la-la-la-la, class dismissed. Join Chime today.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and a secure Chime Visa credit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. Details at chime.com/feesinfo. With a qualifying direct deposit, earn 1.5% cash back on eligible secure Chime Visa credit card purchases. On-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Results may vary. APY means annual percentage yield. Learn about credit building and more at chime.com.
Abercrombie Kids is bringing the cheer all holiday season and the gifts too. No matter how long their wish list is, there's always room for just one more. Whether it's a new winter coat, an extra pair of jeans, or cozy matching sweat sets, get gifting with looks they've been waiting for all year. Shop Abercrombie Kids in the app, online, and in stores.
This is the plaintiff, David Green. He says the defendant, his ex-girlfriend, was between jobs, needed some money, and because he's a good guy, he loaned her some. Unfortunately, they split up, and now he's having one heck of a time getting the defendant to pay him the $4,900 he's owed. So here they are. This is the defendant, Janina DePrado. She says the plaintiff was going through a divorce during the time they dated, and he wanted her to get a one-bedroom apartment and offered to pay a portion of her rent. The guy's a genius at what he does, but he's also a mean person who's now trying to turn a gift into a loan, and that's so not cool. She's accused of sticking it to an ex.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff loaned his then-girlfriend money, and she stiffed him. But she says the plaintiff was going through a divorce, and he gave her the money to get an apartment. Emphasis on gave. It's the case of crib wars.
Mr. Green, you are suing Janina DePrado for $4,900 in a loan that you say you extended to her when you were dating and that she refuses to repay. Tell me what happened.
In February of 2012, Mr. Prado was getting evicted from her old apartment, in New York. I believe it was on West 86th Street. And she was looking for a new apartment. She found an apartment at East 66th Street, and she asked me if I would lend her the money for the first month.
How long had you been dating?
We met in June of 2011.
And this was when?
March of 2012.
Okay, so go on.
And she called me up, and I believe it was on a Friday in a huff, that I had to get the $4,900 in cash to the broker by that day, and I have a receipt from the broker for the $4,900.
I don't think there's a dispute that the $4,900 was paid, and I don't think there's a dispute that it came from you. So go on.
Over time, I asked Mr. Prada to pay me back on numerous occasions. She constantly gave, one excuse after another, and we ultimately ended...
Did you live together?
No.
In that apartment?
No, I've never
Okay.
even spent a night in that apartment.
Okay, when did you folks break up?
September of 2013.
Okay, so from March 2012 to September of 2013, do you have any record of insisting upon payment?
No.
Okay, let me hear from you.
The $4,900 was 1/3 of the annual rent. So in other words, he agreed to pay 1/3 of my rent for 1 year, which equals...
Why though?
That was just what he agreed to pay.
But why?
Because I couldn't move into his apartment in Tribeca because he was still going through a divorce.
Okay.
So he agreed to pay 1/3 of my rent.
Yeah, but why does he have to pay any of your rent? He's just dating you, because...
Right, he doesn't have to pay 1/3 of my rent.
Why don't you just get what you can afford?
That was supposed to be our apartment in the city because I couldn't move into his apartment. And he agreed to give me pay 1/3 of my rent. I would be paying 2/3. He gave me 6 months of the 1/3 up
According
front.
to your answer to the complaint, he wanted you to get a 1-bedroom. You wanted to get a studio. He wanted you to get a 1-bedroom so there'd be more room for him.
Right.
Okay. Why did you have to get this apartment? Because you wanted more room? Because he wanted you to have more room?
Because he wanted me to have more room.
So who takes advantage of who more in the money department, men or women?
I would have to say men. In today's day, definitely men.
Why do you say?
Some women are bringing home the bacon, so.
That's true, but some men are too. I'm going to go to you. You're going to get the last word.
Men.
Why?
Just the way it is.
You look so guilty. Oh my God, going inside the courtroom.
Did he says he never spent the night there.
No, he never spent the night there. I was always at his house in New Jersey.
So I don't see what the more room is for. All right, so was this a loan or a gift?
It was a gift. From my understanding of our conversations, it was a gift.
Did he ever tell you that you had to pay him back before you broke up?
But he would always, there were many times where he would give me loans for, whatever, ancillary situations or items, saying they were loans, the other situation saying they were loans, and then gifting them to me, not making me pay them back. This situation, was different. He didn't ask me for a repayment from my recollection.
I don't understand what you're just saying, because that was very mealy-mouthed. Well, did he give it to you as a gift, or did he give it to you as a loan, and all his other loans turned into gifts, so you figured this one would?
Right.
So when he gave it to you, it was a loan?
From my recollection, it was not a loan.
What did he say?
Well, during our conversations, I did not consider it a loan.
I'm not asking you what you consider, because I don't really care what you considered. I care what was said. According to you, what was said?
That it was a gift, that he was giving me the money. He went, like he said, he went to get the cash from the bank and gave it to the broker.
That's also what you do when you're giving somebody a loan. So the fact that he went to get money from a bank and gives it to the broker is irrelevant to me. What I want to know is what was said when you asked him for the money or he offered the money. Did anyone say, I'll pay you back, or you have to pay me back?
I mean...
Is there anything in writing?
No, I don't have anything in
writing. Is there
any
text, any emails, anything?
No.
I may have said at the time, because I was desperate to get the money to pay the broker, I didn't want to lose the apartment, I may have said, I'll pay you back. But, as I would have said in other situations, but it wasn't.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a commercial pilot. I also, I have a law degree, but I'm not practicing.
Can I ask you a question? Someone with a law degree, where'd you go to law school?
NYU.
Someone with a law degree from NYU, no less. Why would you make a loan to a girlfriend without getting something in writing? Some memorialization?
I trusted her.
Oh, no. That you're trying to when I'm asking you a question to point out a severe shortcoming in you, you're trying to volley the shortcoming to her as being untrustworthy, right?
It was clearly a loan.
That's what like a 19-year-old litigant does in front of me in their first love. You're an NYU graduate of law school.
I haven't practiced law in 25 years.
Do you have connected brain cells?
Yes.
Why would you not get it in writing?
I probably should have.
Yeah, you think? Because I was about to rule against you until she started to bury herself. And I was about to rule against you to the tune of $4,900. And you were about to eat it until she started to bury herself under cross-examination. Because I think it was, in fact, now a loan. But you had no evidence that it was a loan, counselor. Whether you're practicing law or not. You don't need to practice law. You need to watch the people's court. Jeez Louise. By the way, who broke up with who and why?
I broke up with him.
Why?
I broke up with her.
Oh. Can't even agree on that. What do you say?
Many reasons.
Okay, what do you say?
I'm not going to slander her. I mean, I had my reasons with regard to various behavior, but I don't want to.
What did you say?
Irreconcilable differences, I guess.
Did she ever pay back any loans that you made to her?
Once she paid me back a $400 loan.
How much money went from here to there?
You know, it was dribs and drabs, $100 here, $200 there.
What do I make of the fact that for 2 years you don't enforce, well, a year and something, you don't enforce the loan at all because she's still your main squeeze. And then all of a sudden, when you guys break up is when you want to revive the loan.
I repeatedly asked her during the course of the relationship, long before the breakup, that she needs to pay me back this $4,900.
And her answer to you would be, I don't have it, I don't have it?
This wasn't lending her $20 for bus fare or something like that. This was, a substantial amount. I was there for her when she needed me. I came up with the $4,900 in cash within hours. I gave it to the broker so she could have a place to live, and
Mr. Prado, let me suggest something to you. Why don't you live within your means and not be beholden to a man? What do you do for a living?
I'm in human resources.
Say it again.
Human resources.
Do you make a good living?
Fair.
Right? Okay. $4,900 verdict for the plaintiff.
See what the defendant has to say coming out on the losing end of this case. What is your reaction to the outcome, having to pay this money?
Well, I didn't really. It was a long time ago. I didn't have any evidence to support my case, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was your own testimony. As the judge said, she would have ruled against him if not for your own testimony.
I mean, I've never been sued before, so I've never been in a situation like this.
What'd you see in him when you had a good relationship?
I don't think that that's really relevant.
Okay, right that way. Satisfied how this comes out?
Yes, I think it's fair. There was no dispute that this was a loan, and
well, you didn't have any evidence. What kind of a law student are you?
I've been a law student 30 years ago, but she admitted and acknowledged that this was a loan, and I think the judge.
Lucky for you, she did that.
I guess so.
Otherwise, you would have lost.
Perhaps.
Harvey?
Real simple. A gift has to be clearly made. If it's not a gift, it's a presumption that it's a loan. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
This is the plaintiff, Marcy McDonald. She says the defendant hired her to be an assistant to go to Maine and help him shoot a documentary. It soon became quite evident the guy had no plans on actually making that documentary. He just wanted a pretty young thing to travel with. Regardless, she accompanied him for 25 hours and wants every penny of the $314.91 she's owed. This is the defendant, Anthony Gerard. He says the plaintiff must be crazy or something because she scouted locations with him, talked to archaeologists and doctors, and took notes and photos. Besides, he didn't hire her. He was just her supervisor. She's padding her hours for travel time, and he most certainly doesn't owe her any money. He's accused of not digging an employee.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant hired her to be an assistant for a documentary. All he really wanted was a pretty girl by his side, but the defendant says she's crazy. She was there to scout locations, deal with archaeologists. It's the case, Kim. Can you dig it?
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Marcy McDonald, you're suing Anthony Gerard for $314.91 in wages that you say he owes you and refuses to pay you.
Wages and expenses.
Yes. Tell me how you two met and what you're talking about.
He placed an ad in Craigslist for an assistant to help him out with a documentary in Maine.
Okay, what was the documentary going to be about?
Archaeology. There was a dig going on in the Popham dig. It
And
was
so
all
you were
once
going to serve
Virginia.
as a personal assistant?
That and a few other things. He wanted me to find him a producer, female.
So you were going to serve as an assistant. And did you have any experience with production?
Yes, as well as archaeology.
Oh, okay. Now, who placed the ad in the paper?
Tony Gerard.
It was in his name?
I believe.
Do you have it?
No, I don't.
Do you have it?
No.
Okay. And so you answered the ad, you got hired, and tell me about what happened.
Well, I went to the interview where there were two nice young girls there, and he explained everything and said that it was only $10 an hour, but it would go up, $10 in expenses, and that he wanted to start going up to the dig in Maine. So they dropped out, I dropped in, and we drove up to Maine, but there wasn't a camera in the car. There didn't seem to be anything. I saw what he had already done, which looked pretty amateurish, which is why he asked me to find him a producer and an editor. So we get to Maine, and he didn't even know where the Popham dig was when everybody along the beach knew where it was, right above the Kennebec River. Lots of things have been built there. This was just the first one in the 1630s.
Okay.
So the man who was in charge of the archaeological expedition didn't tell me until after I'd spoken to him a few times when we were already there that he'd already stopped digging, that the ground was getting too hard. But he pinpointed us right across from the hotel where we were staying. We went there.
To what?
To the Popham dig.
Okay.
So we get there. On Saturday and Sunday, we were looking for a bank because by then Tony had told me that he was running out of money that the state had given him to make this thing, and he had to look for a loan. So we went from bank to bank to bank. But this is after phoning all the people who had to do with the dig and the various museums that we'd visited and that sort of thing on the way up. And I was constantly phoning people on the way up. I don't know whether or not he didn't bring his telephone or if he didn't have one, but I made all the calls to everyone and took the notes and did whatever had to be done. But I didn't take any pictures. As far as I knew, he was supposed to be in charge of that as the producer of this non-existent thing. But once we got to Spinney's Beach, and we stayed there tonight, we didn't even go to the dig until the next day. He didn't even know it was there, but all of the people in that area knew that it was there because they told us where to go. And I went over there and I said, oh, look, it's all right here. And he said, how do you know? I said, well, there's a flagpole, and at the bottom of it was the whole story, plus photographs of the dig and everything that we'd seen in the museum on Friday. But there was not a moving camera anywhere.
So when did you come back to New York?
That Sunday.
Okay, so you drove out on Friday?
The 5th, yes, Friday the 5th, came back on the 8th.
Okay, and did you get paid at all?
No.
You didn't get paid a penny?
Nothing.
Okay, did you ever get called back by him?
Yes, because he had asked me if I would go up to a Maine film festival with him, but I thought since he was already looking for money to be able to go to the film festival and to be able to complete this thing, I thought I was going to be too much of an expense. I had already asked him I had to go and review a play off Broadway and asked him if he wanted to go to that, and that was the last time I saw him.
Were you dating?
No.
What do you mean
God,
review
no.
a play off Broadway and asked him if he wanted?
He lived right next door to it.
What, but so you were friends?
No.
So is it dicey to get a job off of Craigslist?
Absolutely. There are so many scammers out there.
What do you think? Dicey?
No, it's not dicey. A job's a job at this point.
Job's a job unless you don't get paid going inside the courtroom.
Okay, why are you asking him to review a play?
Because a lot of people who employ me, I ask them if they want to go with me if it's close
Just
to them.
as a social thing?
Sure.
Okay, that's what it's kind of weird
I wasn't
because
dating him.
Okay, no, I'm just
but
asking.
This is what you do with a boss, or
Well, that's not what everybody does with a boss, but that's fine. It's not. I'm not judging you. I'm
Well,
just.
if it's a boss
I'm
who's supposed to
I'm
be in that
confused because
business.
one of the things that you say in the complaint. It seemed the defendant was done with me and just wanted a young thing to travel with, which was fine. It's a peculiar thing to say.
I didn't say the young thing was, I didn't say anybody was done with me and wanted a young thing. The two other people who came in for the interview on a Saturday were very young girls. They both thought that there was no money in it and thought that they didn't want to travel with him up to Maine.
Okay, what's going on? Why didn't you pay the lady?
Well, I'd asked her to send an invoice to the corporation, which was based in Maine.
What corporation?
It's Forgotten Frontier.
Whose corporation is that?
It's a nonprofit organization that.
Whose nonprofit organization?
I'm a trustee of that organization.
Who else is a trustee?
Well, there are other individuals and.
Who are the trustees of that organization? That's your organization. You're saying that you didn't pay her because she didn't send it to Frontier, as opposed to you, who was the guy who put the Craigslist ad?
Yes.
Didn't you put your name in the Craigslist ad?
No, I believe it was in the name of the corporation.
Prove that.
I don't have the proof today.
Okay. Well, today's a good day to have it because today's a trial, right? All right. So your answer is that you didn't pay her because she didn't send the bill to your nonprofit?
Yeah.
Okay, let's pretend she had sent the bill to your nonprofit. Then what? I wouldn't be here?
No, it would have been paid.
Why didn't you just pay it? When she sent the bill, why didn't you send it to you? You don't make any sense. What difference does it make who she emails a bill to? You just wanted to go ahead and stiff her because you don't have money. How is that appropriate?
It was just the proper invoice was not made.
I don't understand. You can pay it from whichever place you want to, since it's your non-profit. So what possible excuse do you have to not have paid this bill?
I really never received it. It was
How many people have you done this way?
no one.
Seriously? Over $300? The woman spent the entire weekend working for you.
Well, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that you answered his ad. My verdict is for the plaintiff in the amount of the $314.91.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And so after that, the first out of the courtroom is the defendant right here. Really?
Yes.
What do you have to say about that?
Well, I was waiting to get a properly prepared invoice so it could go through the company that I worked for.
But she does deserve the money, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. Good luck to you right around the corner this way. All right, come on in here and
Hi there.
what do you make of this?
I don't know. It's a long way to travel just to get $300, but I was tired of being stiffed. I've just done digs where people actually dig and where they actually bring cameras to record the thing and where they actually take notes. I've never had anybody ask me to find a bank where they could get a loan, or after I told them that I wasn't going to a film festival, placed a second ad in Craigslist for somebody else.
Uh-huh. All right, Harvey, you got it.
I got to tell you, this guy's answers are so creepy. If you're in a situation where you don't get paid, call the Labor Commission. They can actually help you get your paycheck.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.